Well, hello, my beautiful Sagittarians. Welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with your monthly reading for November 2025. I've already cleansed your space and I've meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful likes, shares, and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about, pretending to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings and I will never reach out to you personally to offer one. Also, I will never ask you for money, e-gifts, or donations. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. Now, I will be using guide chimes, so please be mindful to turn down your volume if you are someone who is sensitive to sound. So let us start your reading and let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Sagittarians, this is your monthly reading for November. I can't believe we're here already, but here we are. And firstly, happy birthday to all you wonderful Sagittarians who have a birthday at the end of November and beyond, of course. I hope you have the most magical time indeed. But here we are, the months are literally flying on by, but November has arrived, and it really promises to be a pretty big month ahead, for we have officially moved into smoldering Scorpio season. And let's just say that this month it may slip on in very quietly, but it certainly holds gravitas, intensity, and offers you an opportunity for your fearless inner strength to make major power moves in silence. But the results and the rewards will make some monumental noise for your future. For you shall be magnetic. You're in a state of attraction during this period. Now, it's a highly transformative month to do a deep dive emotionally and rise up like a phoenix to rebirth, overcome any issues, and reclaim your power, your sovereignty, and of course, success. The truth, they say, shall set us free. And this is a supercharged month of cathartic release and reset, as captivating Scorpio season bestows Plutonian energy upon us all to face our truth with a critical eye and cast out that which does not enrich ourselves or our journey ahead. And let's just say it is here that we hold ourselves to higher standards. With laser-like focus this month, it's full steam ahead, that final push before, December arrives and encourages a slower pace. This is a very persuasive season. It amplifies persistence and tenacity as the driving force and determination behind your plans. And this month, it actually encourages you to seek your truth and wear it proud, confront any fears, challenge the status quo, ask leading questions to dig a little bit deeper, and of course, contemplate the mysteries of you, all that you are capable of and more, as well as your interaction with your inner world and the world outside of yourself. Also, your sensual side comes out to play as you explore new experiences and challenge yourself out of your comfort zone. And this is the month to dare, to double dare, as it were. And of course, set your inner rebel free, which will set the tone and the pace for the coming weeks and months. But it's not all action-packed for you, because you may have a profound sense of yearning for alone time, a desire to sense, a deeper undertone of life, to process your path, to understand your emotions, and let go of the past in order to set yourself free. Emotional security and, of course, your home life will be firmly on your mind as you try to make sense of a world undergoing a radical shift. The supermoon, it's actually a super full moon in the sign of Taurus on the 5th of November, it offers us all an opportunity to remain practical, to stay on top of your finances, as well as foster habits to attract more wealth. Plus the Uranus retrograde, which is already in motion, it will dip back into the sign of Taurus, requesting you to revisit financial strategies or reevaluate spending, but with a different tone, to actually gift yourself, treat yourself a little, or even, indeed, receive a token of appreciation from an alternative source or someone outside your usual circle. Now, this retrograde also helps you to rewire or plan without sudden, unexpected plot twists flinging you out of your comfort zone. It's always nice to step out of your own comfort zone, but to be flung out of it by a plot twist, no one likes that. But, you know, this is a month where things feel a little bit calmer. However, we do have that Mercury retrograde, which is kind of a bit of a different story. It's notorious for causing issues with communication systems, delays, social media, and sort of network glitches, miscommunication, and just general befuddlement, especially when clarity is sought. So I would say get everything in writing. Get it documented as proof, save down your financial statements to prove finances, just in case that glitch should occur, because the energy supports it between now and December there. Now, the 6th of November sees Venus get up close and personal in the sign of Scorpio, of course. So if you're single, expect some sparks to fly with a new encounter. And if you're already committed, this month will dial up the chemistry and take it to a whole new level. It's time to adore and explore. Sounds like a lot, right? But breathe. Jupiter retrogrades, and Jupiter affects you highly on the 11th there. It asks you to relax, question where you're spending your energy, and reminds you that you've got this. For Scorpio season will actually nudge you to be the change that you want to see in your world. And with that fire in your soul coming to the surface, you'll be excited by the revamp. Now, in terms of global events, and please fast forward this part if you really don't wish to hear it, I did mention in my 2025 yearly forecast that this was a year of monumental shifts. Neptune's 165-year orbit period is about to complete. It just dipped back into Pisces as a final salute before moving permanently into Aries. Now, this will never occur again in our lifetime. The last time Neptune shifted like this was between 1847 and 1875. Now, why should this be relevant? Well, this period documents radical revolution, uprisings, advancement in technology, famous gold rushes, agricultural struggles, changes in monarchy, a shift in higher consciousness, which also saw the rise in spiritualism as people returned to their core values. And incidentally, the Suez Canal even underwent a significant construction, affecting trade. We see the same progression in that very area as we embark on the same cycle. Now, I'm not saying that history will repeat itself in this timeline, but perhaps we can learn from the past to understand the present direction and how we should deal with it. Now, I also mentioned that this year would be about fire and water. Neptune in Pisces affects oceans, and when it moves into Aries, it's going to affect fire. Land masses that have lain dormant for hundreds of thousands of years are awakening, and underwater topography could also be impacted by the shifts too. A solar maximum flare could impact a seismic event and a potential major power outage, but this too shall pass, of course. Plus, we'll also hear a lot more about this mysterious three-eye atlas, because it is displaying, or will display, that's the conversation that I feel people will be having in the near future, light anomalies, okay? Not something that is typical to a comet, but we shall see things unfold, especially towards the end of November there as well. And Mars moves into your sign, my beautiful Sagittarians, which can lead to a little bit of crankiness for you, or a little frustration in wanting to move ahead. You've got the Devil card there as well with the, look at that. We got the Devil card, we've got the 8 of Wands there, and the Temperance card. So this can indicate tempering, patience. I mean, you're a very patient person anyway, but there could be someone who tries to push your buttons. But in terms of global global events, because the energy affects us all very differently there. You know, Mars is a very fiery planet associated with confrontation and war. Combined with your impulsive, fiery energy, my beautiful Sagittarians, this can trigger a gamble with audacious moves in order to expand, because of course you are highly influenced with Jupiter energy of expansion, but also control, because Mars loves control. Now, rhetoric during this time is replaced firmly with action when these two combine. And I hope I'm wrong there, because perhaps, you know, Jupiter retrograding will take the edge off a little bit, but it's something to look out for. And as I mentioned, always there are many layers to the shifts and how they affect the energy. So on a personal level, for you in particular, the new moon in Scorpio on the 19th of November offers you a chance at something new, but also with an electric twist, something bold, something daring, but most importantly, something meaningful and true to who you are. It offers you a period of reflection where you contemplate stealthy moves towards abundance and security, for true power, of course, moves in silence, and a spark of the divine is lit within you, helping you to engage more fully in all that enriches your soul, your projects, the people around you, opportunities, but also will enrich your wonderful path ahead. So let's get busy connecting to your energy, because yeah, these two energies, very fast paced. You're going to be very busy. I feel like you're very focused in all the things that you need to do. You're busy completing things with that world energy. You're on top of your goals. And this is a card of empowerment. The more you do, the better you feel, the more you're on to the next. You're really going to feel very proud of yourself because you accomplished so much. I feel like you're doing it all right now, but you're going to look back at the month of November and kind of like go, I was obsessed. I got it done. I got everything done, completed. There's a lot of success here as well. And you're going to be like, yes, I was on top of things. And now relax, because there's an energy here at the end of the month of you kind of like taking things easy, you know, maybe moving into this energy of wanting to have a vacation or a little time off there. You know, of course, time off is always a luxury, but it is about coming home to self. This is a Sagittarian card, so this indicates that you are leaning into your sense of independence, freedom, but also, you know, coming home to self in a way where you feel fulfilled. That's what I see here. Fulfilled, connected to your sense of purpose. You're breaking patterns. I feel like you have spiritual evaluations, breakthroughs here, and I feel there's a lot of healing, but also this energy of being in the flow. Now, the Chariot card indicates ambition, direction. You are super focused on advancing, moving ahead, and your sixth house is influencing you at the beginning of this month, and that's all about your daily routines. So the beginning of the month, not going to lie to you here, beginning of the month is you staying on top of your repayment plans, budgets, you know, your responsibilities, tasks, and paying bills and all of the stuff, saving plans. I feel this is a period where sometimes it feels a little bit dull and boring, that you're in spreadsheets or you're just in your calculations with your money and you're just on top of the things that you need to remain structured with, and you're going to be very organized in that. There's a flurry of activity. I feel this is not going to get you down because you're going to be so organized and disciplined there. This figure is literally painting out a cloud, so it can indicate that nothing is going to get you down or get in your way or make you feel low vibe. You are going to be riding high and accomplishing a lot. This is a card of having a breakthrough. A lot of you are going to have a breakthrough with your energy levels over the next coming weeks there. And the sixth house, because it is all about health, diet. You're going to be focusing on your bodily needs, grounding yourself. A lot of you, because you do have that Knight of Swords, you're going to be leaning a little bit more into mindfulness or mindfulness practices, meditation, quiet time, maybe even downloading an app in order to help you meditate or, you know, come back to your center, especially before bed, for example, there. And this is just going to give you more energy and more clarity there to move on through. But something is going to change. I feel there's some sort of news that gets you excited. There's a flurry of activity here, and suddenly you can see a direction, and you can suddenly start to see the rewards of that direction as well. Now, I do see a lot of you trying to get ahead, almost obsessively, because you have that Devil card there, on top of your plans, because you may want to just release and have a vacation. These two cards are telling me about some sort of either quick trip or some sort of holiday or something that you're looking forward to. I feel there's travel there for you this month, and I feel like you are excited by it. I would always say as well, just because the Devil card and the Knight of Swords, there's like contract here, I would get travel insurance. Okay, if you don't have it already, I mean, pay a little bit extra there, just because there is an energy here of delay. But also, I'm getting this, and don't shoot the messenger when I say this, for some of you, there's like a small portion of you feels very much like between 1 and 3%. Normally, I'm quite precise on this, but it's just coming up as 1 to 3%. If you're traveling by air, is what I'm seeing there, and you're putting like luggage down in the hold, there's a potential that your luggage gets left behind or is delayed. It will catch up with you. It's not lost. You will return with your baggage, but it could be delayed. It will be shipped out to you at a later date, but you could get some compensation for that. I'm seeing it there. Don't obsess over it. It will come in time, but they may need to compensate you or provide certain things that are necessary for you for the time being. For example, like if all of your clothes are in there and you're like, well, I don't have a change of clothes, and you're going out there and purchasing some new items there just for a couple of days until your bag joins you. I think even your bag goes on a separate vacation to another country, so it may come back with a postcard for you. I don't know. But I feel keep all the receipts. You'll get your money back on that. Compensation is the key. I'm definitely seeing you get that happen there for you. Okay, so that's not going to be all of you, so don't be worried about that. It's just going to be a very rare kind of thing there, but there will be compensation. Now, the Knight of Swords energy indicates you're in the flow. You are diligent. I feel very much that you're wanting to broaden your perspective on something or even broaden your horizons. Some of you may be looking further afield at where you feel like you belong, thinking about relocating to new neighborhoods or, maybe even looking at life abroad in some way. Maybe this is just a dream right now, something that you would like, because we have the world energy here. Definitely travel, but some of you may be contemplating emigration, or you may be thinking about migrating a business, for example, or you may be looking at the pace in a different country. You may feel like where you're at right now, a lot of pressure, you're always on the go. Perhaps there's a different kind of quality of life elsewhere that you're contemplating right now and working towards for your future. Because the Devil card is there, I would say don't overthink it. It's going to be a pace and you're going to get there. Don't rush into it. I would say here that get all the information that you need. There will be a time where this will just like lift off for you. It's going to happen for you, and I feel that you're protected in all your endeavors, and enjoy the process, but don't overthink it. Always get the best legal advice as well. If you're contemplating some sort of move, especially if you're in a career, you'll want to know about the financial logistics legally of how to conduct yourself abroad with your finances. Always important to get advice. Okay, so that's there as well. Now, the Knight of Swords indicates that, you are utilizing your information, and a lot of you will be kind of voracious for new knowledge, for example, because I'm seeing a book right now. So this could be that you are knuckling down on some work, or you could be like absorbing new information to help you move into some advancement in your career, or maybe advancement in your personal circumstances. Doesn't always have to be a book connected to career. I mean, your sixth house could be a self-help book with that, but it helps you make leaps and bounds. But I feel more than anything, this is about you getting clear on what you want to achieve this month. And a lot of you will also be looking at contracts that are coming to an end. The World card is a completion energy, so it can be that some of you will contemplate renewing contracts with either service providers or insurance, healthcare insurance, all of the insurances, house, all of it, okay? You may be looking at different subscriptions and things that you have, and you may be feeling like there's a subscription or something that's run its course and you want to shut it down. Get closure on it, make sure that they don't take another cycle of payment from it there. Some of you may actually, if you still need the service, for example, if it's like looking at your cards, some of it could be energy and water. Some of you may be looking at service providers who are offering you a service right now, and you may feel that there's either a new global service or perhaps some sort of new service that has better returns, but leaves you with more money. So you may be actually going to a competitor over the next coming weeks and months. You may even kind of call up customer services and say, hey, you know what? I'm about to leave. Stop me by giving me a better deal. And they may be like, well, we got no better deals. So, and like, oh, okay, well, a leading competitor is actually giving me a better deal if I change my service. And they may see what they can do, but looking at the energy, I feel like they can't tempt you to stay, because that Eight of Wands is like, bye-bye, you're off and you're elevating. And of course, Eight of Wands indicates you're onto a better service, and maybe something faster if it's internet related. Some of you could be upgrading your internet, your broadbands and all of that at this time as well. But I feel like you're onto something that works better, that isn't kind of in and out in its service. So if you're having a problem with a certain provider at this moment in time and you're fed up with having to call up and say, hey, could you, help out, or can I speak to the help desk or whatever, the World card indicates it stops now. This is the month to end the service and move on to better services elsewhere. So a lot of you could be dealing with that, because your sixth house is all about your practical things that you connect to. But also, this is a very important house. Although sometimes people think it's a dull and boring house, very important. It keeps your life running smoothly so you can run off and have fun in other areas. But your focus will, of course, be on your health. Make sure, because I see that you're rushing around a lot, make sure that you're on top of your cortisol levels, limiting stress at this time as well. You're very cerebral. You've got a lot of swords here, so you have a lot on your mind. Carve out a little bit of time for yourself to come back to your center, but also, go out there and have fun, because that will change your vibration. When you do something that's really electric and fun and makes you really happy and fulfilled, suddenly you just feel rejuvenated, like a new person. So I definitely see you connecting to a lot of things like that. Now, in the water, Knight of Swords, this can be like, the sword can be the pen, like writing stuff down. And I'm seeing someone flipping through their diary, putting lots of things in the diary. So this could be an action-packed month regarding work or regarding projects, maybe meetings or connecting with people. Your 12th house is influencing you at the end of the month, and that is more about your spirituality or your belief system. It's about grounding yourself, elevating, connecting to higher realms, downloading information, wanting to be a little bit more on the solitude side. So very kind of sociable at the beginning of the month, but at the end of the month, you may want to like wind down a little bit more and rejuvenate your energy just before you're in a flurry of activity for your birthday season. I feel this is a period of breaking through any limiting beliefs as well. Your 12th house may encourage you to lean into the unknown. So you could be looking at documentaries on, unknown realms or space activity or, the spirit world, or, documentaries on unsolved things, as it were, and that may be your go-to point at the end of the month. But that is your deepest part of your chart, okay? So this can indicate, especially with a lot of your cards here, you're thinking about how you can change your world, how you can remain on course with your goals, and you may feel a little bit more sensitive than usual, because this is a time to connect to your higher self, and, connect, of course, to develop a deeper sense of awareness about your needs, articulate your needs from a healthy place. That's literally what this card is all about as well. And I feel a lot of you will return to projects that you have on the go in order to complete them. That's something that is there as well. Now, I feel this is a card of, because of your cards, your end card here, I feel this is a little bit of impatience. You want to move ahead on something, okay? And patience is required this month. And actually, new news or information may arise to highlight why there was a delay or why there was some sort of pause on something. It is actually really positive. It's good news because you're full steam ahead, ready to launch something or ready to move ahead or ready to make that next step. But I feel like you couldn't rush into this. I just feel like rushing in would either test you or disappoint you or make you feel stuck. Okay, so there has been a little bit of a pause in something that will kind of recalibrate in the month of November. And the end of November, I feel like you're moving full steam ahead on something. So I would say don't rush into it. Sometimes new information has to come towards you before you move ahead on something. And I feel that's why there has been a bit of a pause. Now, the World card, you're very goal-oriented this month. I feel that, you are completing a lot to a high standard there, but the world can also be on your mind. I cannot ignore that this is a card that you have here. So a lot of you could be looking at the volatility in the world and contemplating where you feel like you belong. Okay, I want you to be aware wherever you are. You have the Eight of Wands here. The umbrellas represent protection. Okay, so the Devil card can be a fear. Can be you feel stuck or you're worried about something, and I feel that you just want peace in the world, but you're aware that sadly there are some people in the world who cannot live in peace and like to move ahead in conflict. And I feel this is about you kind of leaning into what's important for you right now and doing what you can with the circumstances that you have, because these three cards can indicate you just want to leave your little part of the world better than when you found it. And I feel like you're on course to do that. You're spreading a little bit of your magic to everyone you meet, and that is something that you can do, and you're leaning into that at this time. But with the Chariot card, the Knight of Swords, you have a flurry of activity. As I said, a lot of movement cards here. So either some of you are literally moving to a new neighborhood, new job, or I feel a lot of you are completely changed. There's been so much change that you've been dealing with, and it feels as you start to move into your season that you're becoming a little bit more like yourself than you have been for a long time. It almost feels like, and don't shoot the messenger when I say this, when I did the Gaia chimes at the beginning, it felt like there was kind of like no rhythm. It almost felt like once there was some sort of rhythm, suddenly it changes. So perhaps some of you are trying to find your rhythm. Maybe the last couple of years or the last couple of months have felt a little bit like things are changeable, subject to change all the time. And you're like, I just want to know where I'm at. So I feel like you're reclaiming your power in some way in order to kind of choose where you're at and not allow anything to change your plans, as it were. That's definitely coming out there as well. Now we have I just want to address, because it's just coming through, if some of you are out of work at this time, I feel like there's going to be a flurry of activity and interviews. Suddenly, it's like buses, they all come at once. Okay, that doesn't mean all of the roles are going to stick. I want you to be aware of it. One of the roles, the interview, is going to really test you, really test your mettle, and you're going to be walking out of there going, I didn't like that. If you don't like the person, if you don't like the environment, remember that is something that you need to take in as a factor when you choose which role you want to go for, because ultimately you're going to connect to this role long term. But what I see here is that someone will test you, not in a rude way. They may just, try and ask leading questions that put you on the spot regarding your knowledge, your skill set. You actually have the knowledge. You have everything you need to be in this role. I want you to be aware of that. They could drop a little kind of clue that there may be some travel in this role, or maybe there's some sort of overseas connection there that may be factored in your role. So it could be that, like, in time you could travel with this role, or you could, figurehead a department with a new branch, for example. I feel that the role that tests you in a way that is professional, but kind of tries to push you out of your comfort zone with your answers, that's a role that you're going to decide to take. That's what I see here anyway. I feel this is a role that's very fast-paced. It's a new environment. I feel it's got a really exciting electric vibe. I would say with the Devil card energy, there's almost two roles that are very the same. But one of them, you just feel it's a toxic environment and you avoid that. So just be mindful. Check into your feelings, see how you feel about this, because one is going to test you in a way that makes you feel like you moved out of your comfort zone. You may not know how that interview went, but you feel, okay, you know what? I stood my ground and I felt tested, but you know what? I held my own, and it is what it is. That's the one you're going to get. But there's going to be another one that pushes you in a way where you're like, excuse me, I feel like you're going to be professional. You're going to handle this person or this situation really differently, but it gives you an undertone that this environment is a little bit toxic and perhaps something you could be stuck in later on, and you choose the role that gives you freedom, the role that you feel is right for you. Because as you can see, we got the Temperance energy there. This is you choosing which one you want to stick at and which one you certainly want to fly so far away from that you never look back. Okay, so I'm just giving you that there. And if you are someone who's currently in a role that is in a toxic environment, I definitely see that you are keeping your head down right now, doing what you got to do. I feel like you may be putting your resume out there, seeing what else is out there. Like there's being tested in an environment, and then there is this low workers' morale, and a lot of you are sourcing things right now to align with them until the end of the year is what I'm seeing. So it could be that if you are in a company that gives a bonus, for example, I mean, economically things are challenging right now. There's not many places that are going to do that. But if you are lucky enough to be in that environment, you could be holding out to the end of the year to get some bonuses or to get some benefits in some way and calculating the right time to move. But the right opportunity is going to come on in. It's really wonderful there. But let's bring it back to you. Of course, not everybody is in a career, but if you are, I definitely see here some success. I definitely see here some elevation in some way. And there is an energy here of the success is strange. I don't know how to explain it. It's almost like the success, if you're in a career where you work for a company, it could be like, it's not a sidestep, but it feels like the same status, the same sort of thing, but just new opportunities in some way, more room for maneuver, and definitely more advancement prospects for your future. The money may increase a little bit there as well. Okay. Promotion vibe wise, I feel there's still a bit of a wait, like to elevate or reach a higher status. Doesn't mean you're not on the way. I definitely see you're on your path there. You are elevating, but it feels like a stepping stone energy there. And if you work for yourself, yes, there's a lot to do. You're doing it all. I feel it's always on your mind there. There may be, if you're relying on shipping or you're relying on something to be sent to you, there could be a delay, a little bit disappointing there. You may even have to purchase something elsewhere to replace it and then send back the other thing because it just didn't come in time. I hate to give that message, but that's coming there as well. I would say if any of you have an important appointment or a meeting, no matter what it's for, whether it's for career, whether it's for health, whether it is for a date, for example, I would say leave a little bit earlier because there's definitely some sort of delay here. So just watch out for that. Some of you also maybe going overseas there or crossing water. I would say minor delays there as well, but also there may be something connected to the service that you're a little bit disappointed with. Okay. And I feel there's an energy of like, well, I'll never travel with them again, or I will never connect to that again. It doesn't have to be to do with travel. It can be that you're disappointed with some sort of service in some way this month and you just move on. You just won't connect to it again. But some of you may actually have to wait, if you are connected to a service provider, wait for the contract to end before you can migrate your business elsewhere. Okay. Now, the Fool card is all about having fun, new start. If you run your own business, this could be a delayed launch or soft launch on something. I feel this is about you moving forward in some way that brings a lot of activity here. I feel like temper your pace. Don't feel overwhelmed by this because the Devil card is there. Like sometimes we can obsess about things that we need to do. And if you have a lot on your plate right now, I feel the pace is important. More haste, less speed, as it were. So take your time, but also, temper the pace there for you. But no matter who you are, this is about going out there, having fun, tapping into your playful side. A lot of you, life has got pretty serious over the last couple of years, maybe even months there. And I feel this is a desire to be a little bit more free. A lot of you are going to be super independent, go off and do things by yourself, maybe even have a little day travel on a train or somewhere, or go out to a gallery or a gig. I feel some of you want to go off and do something by yourself at some point there, which is going to be very rewarding. But this card, it indicates wanting to be a little bit more spontaneous. So I feel some of you may be looking at booking things on the fly, because I'm seeing, as I said, a diary being jam-packed, but there could be this energy where you suddenly add extra things. like on the day, like, oh wow, I just found this thing, it's happening tonight, should I go? Yes, I'm going to go. And then you're off, you're gone, and you're just enjoying it. I feel like you're trying to foster a little bit more adventure in your life, a little bit more spontaneity there, and I feel like you're going to really enjoy it. Just don't burn yourself out. There's a potential there to feel exhausted. I feel some of you are just trying to push yourself out of your comfort zone, test yourself in certain ways. So if you have been learning new knowledge, there could be like a module that you're about to take a test on or pass. I mean, you certainly passed the test with that Six of Swords. Some of you could also be taking a driving test there with that Eight of Wands. Congratulations, you passed. I would say be a little bit mindful of negativity, okay? And I would also say watch your speed, okay? And that's in general, like whether you have passed your test and you're driving, or whether you are having a test and you're driving, I would just be a little bit mindful of speed, because there's a lot of fast cards here. And because the Four of Cups is there, full card, let me just pull a quick card on it. Because there is an energy here that if you're going through a zone or an area that you've never been to before, the Nine of Swords is like intense focus. Just be a little bit mindful that if, I don't know how to put this. Yeah, if you're going through a new neighborhood, for example, and you're not aware of the speed limit, maybe it's not been marked up or it's not clearly signed. I mean, that in itself legally protects you, because it has to be clearly signed for you to adhere to the speed limit, right? So just be mindful of that. But if there is like a lower speed limit and you're going through an area and you're thinking, oh, you know what, I don't know which speed limit is, I would say pick the lower of the two, just to be cautious. Because there's just the potential here, because we've got the Fool in the reverse, and it will go into the upright, but it can tell me that you're not prepared for a fine, because you didn't think you deserved one, because it was not something that you were aware of. But there's definitely some sort of speeding thing here, and this may be something that's already occurred, and you're going to get the fine, or the notice, shall we say, in the month of November. I hate to give you that message, I really do, but it's there. I got to be honoring it. It's not going to be everyone, so I don't want you freaking out. I'm getting about 20% energy of someone looking at that there. Okay, so we got Knight of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles, Five of Swords. If you're someone who also has a car where other people are insured on that car and they take it out, it could be them rather than you, because we got Three Pentacles there. Okay, so I would just say that this could cause a little bit of tension if the vehicle is registered in your name. Of course, the date will not be the date that you're driving it if it's another person, but just be aware of that. But if it's you as well, Five of Swords, Three of Pentacles, you can build your case, but the Five of Swords, I feel like they just want the fine. They just want the money. They're going to really fight it and say, I don't care. That's literally it. So I would say go back to the area and take photographs of the area and say, well, where's the sign? I'll abide by the sign if there is one, but I can't see one, so therefore it's nullified. You may have to state your claim and contest this. It'll take some time. It's a slow moving process, because ultimately they just want to put the pressure on so that you just go away and pay the fine. But I would say that, you know, the Five of Swords is an energy of conflict, but it's also like this person, it's almost like they're not in agreement with you, and I feel that they want to win at all costs. But the Five of Swords can be like, well, there isn't a way for me to see how I should have abided by something. I mean, with Three of Pentacles, there could actually be something in the way of that sign as well, which means they should keep an eye on it and make sure that it is well maintained. So I'm just going to leave that there, okay? It's not going to resonate with everyone, but it is coming through there. Now, looking at these cards, a lot of you felt really tested in the last couple of months or years there. With the Four Cups, you know, you've had a lot of surprises, a lot of changes in outlook, changes in direction, lots of new options coming in that you've had to constantly be on your toes with to explore. But I feel like the testing times, you have passed these testing times and you're coming on through. A lot of you are called to look at areas where you feel a little bit disappointed, where there is a missing ingredient, and to explore new territory. I would say, you know, exploring outside your comfort zone, going to like new areas. that are popping up in your neighborhood. I feel like you're trying to keep it fresh this month, and I definitely see that's going to put a spring in your step, because Scorpio season also makes people think about their journey right from childhood. A lot of you may be looking at inner child wounds right now, and maybe kind of looking at how far you've come, how much you've learned. If you've had experiences that were troubling when you were younger, you're certainly cathartically letting go of those to move on and feel more emotionally stable, so they do not hold control over your future happiness there, because you've got the Devil card. You don't want anything or anybody controlling your future happiness, only you. And with that Four of Cups, this can indicate that something has been disappointing. So if you have had a setback, it will go into the upright, which means you're protected. Anything that you do not get normally means the universe is saying, I've got a better way. So you will start to see alternatives arise for you in the month of November. So if you feel there was a missed opportunity, the universe sends in a new opportunity in the month of November. And it serves as a pathway towards making sure you get something better. It's like, I'm protecting you because this way is better. So I feel something new could come in here and surprise you. Four Cups is often a surprise, okay? Now, a lot of you may be also looking at things that used to excite you or you used to enjoy, but you're over it. You're evolving in some way. You're outgrowing a lot of things this month, and it may worry you or set you thinking, because a lot of you are in your head about something right now. And I say, don't over obsess about it, because the self energy is going to be the shadow self, especially with the 12th house, and that's going to make you super sensitive, as I mentioned. But also the Devil card can make you, overanalyze or have extra worry about something. But I would say, like, you're moving on from something that doesn't resonate with you. This could be a person, could be an environment. It just feels like right now you're trying to find your rhythm on something or come back to self. And I mean, a lot of you may notice that perhaps your mood is based on something in your immediate environment or something that you are connecting to through your diet. So you may detoxify during this period, because of course the Devil card can be some sort of substance or something that you're tempted to eat, or something that's not very good for you there. And the Eight of Wands is like, I am not going to connect to that. I'm not allowing the temptation. I'm protecting myself. I'm removing my energy. So I feel like you're holding yourself to higher standards and making a declaration to self saying, nope, a little bit of what I fancy is fine, but excess, it's not fine. So I feel like you are aware of your excesses, as it were. And again, I feel a lot of you may be detoxifying or like staying on top of health goals and rituals because of your 6th house, so that you can get busy being excessive when you move into your birthday season, like letting yourself go a little bit. Because the Devil card is not an evil card. It can be that this lust for life returns, or this spark within you to follow your passions, to live a little bit, to dare, to be bold. And I feel a lot of you are rewilding at this time as well. But of course, 12th house, Scorpio season says shadow work, okay? So I would say a lot of you are going to have some challenging thoughts, intrusive thoughts that you're going to manage and realize that you're over certain things. Sometimes the mind will trigger us to think about challenging things from our past, to acknowledge that they're just that. They're past. They're not in your future. They are something that shaped who you are, and that you are moving on from these things, and you're not going to encounter them in the future. But let me just pull a quick card on the Devil card. It's giving me major vibes right now of time constraints, trying to stay on top of your goals. We got the Knight of Pentacles again. So a lot of you could be worried about your finances right now. I mean, financially, a Knight of Pentacles means you work hard, like super hard for your finances. You're committed, and you're trying to be more efficient with your goals. You're determined that your efforts will pay off. You may be connecting to some sort of stable savings plan at this time. I feel like you're having a conventional approach to your finances. We've also got the Nine of Pentacles and the Two of Swords. So a lot of you trying to be financially free. This is a card of financial independence with that Nine of Pentacles, and that can literally mean that either you're thinking about running your own business so you can earn more money and be freer with your finances, or it can be that you're taking down debt, Maybe you're thinking about paying a large amount of money off on debt, but that means you need to restructure for the rest of the month. For some of you, it can also mean that you're moving money around in order to make your money work for you, to compound wealth through financial opportunities where financial institutions can offer you like more interest rates or better yield on your finances. Knight of Pentacles is an energy of being true to your goals and, not giving up, moving on through, and kind of like being careful with your finances, spending when you need to, as it were. But the Nine of Pentacles is a little bit saved for a rainy day or for a treat. This is an energy of course, being disciplined with your finances, self-control. And when you got the Devil card, a lot of you are like, no, I'm not overspending. Maybe you're saving for a little treat for yourself for your birthday season, or perhaps you're wanting to utilize your finances towards a bigger goal, like a vacation or, real estate, for example, or, some sort of property move, or perhaps even for some of you, not all of you, but some of you may be thinking about like a holiday home abroad where you want to retire to, for example, because with the world energy, a lot of you are thinking about monumental cycles ending or an end of an era. And this could be that some of you beautiful Sagittarians out there are retiring, and that gives you, so much energy to do more things, to give back to yourself, connect to your hobbies, connect to traveling. You may find that the pace for you is faster because you have more time to do all the exciting things you've been yearning to do for a while. But the Devil card can indicate that you don't want to go too fast with your finances, or you don't want to do everything all at once, because then you'll be sitting there twiddling your thumbs when you've done it all. For example, I feel the pace being measured is something that you are aware of right now, and that's across the board, okay? Nine of Pentacles is to live a life of luxury, so I feel like you're working towards that, and I feel like you are on top of your goals there too. I don't actually feel there's anything to worry about, but some of you may be a little bit nervous about the pace because it's really fast-paced. And the Eight of Wands means you're on track, you're making a mark in whatever area of your life you want to see improvement in. And I feel this is an energy really of energy moving fast, including money, being organized, being ready for the pace, and literally your future self will thank you for everything that you're accomplishing this month in particular. 8 is the number of the self, and you also have the Temperance energy, which is a Sagittarian energy. So I feel some of you, second stream of income during this period, or alternative paths. Some of you are launching something new. I mean, because your 6th house is there, it feels very much like it's business as usual, staying on top of your usual structures there. But the 12th house is a little bit more explorative, like what's new? What's interesting and unexplored? What's the alternative path? A lot of you could be reimagining things at this moment in time. But there may be some choice decisions at the end of the month as well. Should you stay? Should you go? You'll temper your decision. You'll make the right decision. A lot of you are like, yeah, I'm going. I'm off. Goodbye. So whatever this is, I feel like you're choosing the exciting path. Maybe a lot of time-sensitive issue or deadlines you'll have to adhere to, but you're going to stay on top of those deadlines. Now, is there anything else that's coming out there for you? I feel like you're deepening your connection to your higher self, which of course will raise some challenging thoughts around how you feel about, your journey so far. You're going to be doing a lot of processing there. You may feel that you have been tested, but you're coming out the other side. I'm not seeing like many people in your energy. I feel this month is all about declaring to yourself what you need to get done, focusing on your own needs, articulating them from a healthy place there as well, advancing in your projects, remaining on an even keel in some way, and being ready for more, or being ready for something new is what I'm seeing there. So we have I am stable. Number 4, great number there. So this is about a foundation of stability to feel secure in. It says, you bring stability and rationality to any situation. You are the rock, and your hard work and perseverance make you dependable, and a dependable friend, a partner, and a colleague. I am stable. Okay, so I feel like you're showing up for yourself, but also others. But as I said, I'm not picking up, others in your energy. If you're a parent, maybe there's a child here that you are helping through some challenging thoughts. Perhaps they're a little bit worried about something. I see that, you know, you give them great advice that helps calm their energy. But this could be a friend as well that rarely comes to you for advice, but I'm not really seeing it too much in your energy. But because it's mentioned in the card, I've mentioned it there. We got number 29. And it says here, I am insightful. So broadening your perspective there, reacting to situations differently, being adaptable, because I feel there's a new pace or something new going on in your life. It's really interesting because, you know, normally you think at the beginning of the year, you'll see a lot of Fool cards pop out, a lot of aces popping out because it's the beginning of the year. But it feels like the collective are doing something new this month. It feels as the end of the year comes to a close, it's like you're setting yourself up for the new year, or it just feels like you're so over 2025 that you can't wait to move into a new kind of pace or a new environment. So it feels very new and fresh here. Maybe it's just that you want to keep it fresh, but it says, you are highly intuitive and creative. Your mind thinks in pictures, and you seem to draw information and ideas from out of the sky. Look at that. This is a different card. That's literally someone drawing something out of the sky, or even erasing something from out of the sky there. It says a powerful drive to know the oneness of all things. You want to know everything, and that's going to inform you, whether it is learning a language, whether it's putting yourself on a course of learning to upskill and upgrade your finances. I feel the name of this month is direction and advancement in all areas, whether it's your health goals, whether it's ambitious goals for your career or your future. I mean, looking at the energy, you're not really focused on love, but if it's there, I feel like you're up for the taking. If you're single, the Eight of Wands can be that you're sort of ready to fall in love there. But I feel with that Devil card energy, there could be a flirtation that comes towards you first before you actually meet the one. So we've also got I am adaptable, number 5, okay? Flexibility is your forte. When life throws you a curveball, you can easily adapt to new circumstances. I feel like you've been adapting for the whole of 2025. Curveball after curveball, you've been like doing the slalom of life, as it were, over the last couple of years there, in particular this year. And it says here, you'll easily adapt to new circumstances and find excitement in the unexpected change. Be brave and bold in your endeavors. And I feel like if anyone can be bold and daring in their endeavors, it is certainly you, my beautiful Sagittarians. And I'm excited about your month ahead. Let's go and get some trinket or room before we close. I'm seeing lots of ribbons. Now, ribbons can connect to party energy. So maybe there's an important party that's occurring that you're going to be preparing for, not just your birthday celebrations, but maybe something else there. Ribbons can also connect to like haberdashery. So perhaps you're creating something, maybe something handmade for somebody there. Ribbons can also be that you're measuring things up, or maybe it's a forget-me-not as well coming through. I'm just seeing ribbons. I can't tell you anything more than what I'm seeing, just ribbons. Ribbons, whenever I get that energy, it means celebration of some sort, like bunting sort of thing. So I'll leave that there. And we have, ooh, now this just fell there. That's not an omen, my guide said. So we've got a heart here. Now my guides asked me to reimagine this trinket, because of course when you look at it, you think broken heart. And some of you may be healing from a broken heart or disappointment in some way, but I feel it clears space for you to be fulfilled with something better, because that's your 4 cups right there. Something just feels like it's not enough, or it's dissatisfying right now. And I feel like you're searching for the missing ingredient so that your heart can be full. You know, it just feels like whatever is not connecting right now, it's actually clearing space for something that is. So that's coming out there as well. And this can be to see 2 sides of something. I mean, it is a heart. So it means that perhaps some things that you would really love to accomplish feel heavy right now. And it feels like you're in the middle of a gear shift. And it's hard. But you're still following your heart no matter what. And you're going to make major advancements. Great breakthroughs here, especially at the end of the month there. But of course, you know, I feel a lot of you with that, it is the broken heart. So a lot of you may feel that things have been very challenging right now, and it just feels like a lot. But November is actually going to fulfill you. November is actually going to give you that missing piece, I feel, that can make you feel a little bit more whole. But I have trouble with that in itself, because I always say that, and my guides gave me this as well, you're whole all by yourself. There's nothing missing from your life. There are things that you want and need, but there's nothing missing from your life. You have everything you need within yourself. And remember, Scorpio season sees you as a magnet, attracting more towards you. So what is that little space in your heart right now yearning for? Because you shall have it. And I see with that Eight of Wands there, you're advancing towards it. And it will bring you peace. A lot of you are leaning into your sense of purpose here as well. But you may have to adapt to the energy, or you may have to adapt to something that is hard, but it will be rewarding. So I'll leave it there. I hope something resonates, my beautiful Sagittarians. Thank you so much, and love and light.